Remember, this entire manga and every manga on this channel is hand-drawn by myself. And now you too can learn exactly how to make your own viral Dragon Ball mangas at www.makemanga.com. Learn directly from me and change your life forever. Link in the description and pinned comment. And with that, Goku would then shoot off into the infinite sky of the pyramid, opting to train by himself and one day return with his newfound abilities. And looking up from below, like a proud father, the God Killer would just let out, "Kakarot, you've never let anyone down before, and I know you won't now. I'm not letting this damn elusive fellow take over me for the sake of power. Bring me back something far better." But as their training would recommence on the inside of the pyramid, on the outside, we would rejoin Hit and the Makoto-possessed Jiren, the silent assassin with his hands in his pockets as his horned foe stands ahead facing him. But now, having heard the warrior ask him surprisingly who he is, the purple hitman would reply, "Who am I, you ask? Interesting. I am Hit of Universe 6. We fought in the Tournament of Power. Do you not remember, Jiren?" Tournament of Power? But with an uncharacteristic smirk, Jiren would reply, "I do think I have actually heard of such a thing before. A tournament organized by Zeno in an attempt to cleanse the multiverse of the most useless of mortals. If I remember correctly, only the strongest of each supposed universe was selected to enter. That must mean you are no ordinary fighter. Am I right? In that case, you shall be a fine test for my new powers. Tell me, Hit, how exactly did the result of our last battle go?" But foregoing the continued conversation, Hit would immediately take on an offensive stance in response, saying instead, "Judging by the way you're talking, you are either suffering from severe dementia, or you are no longer the Jiren I know. Most likely a body snatcher that has even less of a right to be here interfering." Not that it matters. All I know is only I will be here to greet the so-called God Killer. And as for your earlier question, the result will be different this time. As instantly, with impressive time skip speed, Hit would then move straight forward towards Jiren. A lively one, I see. While Makoto would just give a disheartening smile. But as Hit's deadly blow would land directly on the chest of Jiren, attempting to burst the heart of the Pride Trooper, the impact would land with a dull thud, as not even a vibration of movement is made by Makoto. What? Did I miss? Leading to a blindsided Hit, yelling out in disbelief, as he can only think to blame his own mistakes rather than the supposed difference in Jiren's abilities. And just like that, unwilling to accept the situation, Hit would then begin using his signature fighting style once more, effortlessly striking Jiren multiple times in the span of seconds, each one blasting a purple light beam through the body of Jiren as if penetrating him. But all the while, Jiren would just continue to smile, looking down, waiting for Hit to do something even remotely damaging before... I grow bored of this. His expression would then suddenly change as he adds condescendingly, "This is what passed to enter that tournament? It's no wonder that Godkiller's universe won then. Pathetic." Before unbelievably in a brutal scene, with just one swipe, Makoto would make short work of Hit, decapitating him there and then as his blood shoots out of his neck like a volcano, and Hit's lifeless head just silently moves towards us until finally landing on the ground with a roll. The end of the greatest assassin is as swift as his usual contracts. And almost annoyed of the lack of challenge, Makoto would just turn his back as Hit's headless body would continue to erupt, stepping forward closer to the pyramid where Vegito resides before saying, "Well, that was hardly a test. How surprising. The fellow looked more powerful than that, but I guess it just means I have all the more energy to use to destroy the God Killer. Not before you are finished with me, Jiren." But just as Makoto would begin approaching the pyramid, a mysterious voice would call from the side of Jiren. But who could it be this time? As Jiren would then turn his head slowly and comment, "Another pitiful mortal to slaughter? Truly, you're like insects." But once Jiren would eventually turn fully, nothing but shock would cover his face, as he finally notices exactly who could be standing before him. "You!" As inexplicably, Hit would be seen once more, full of health, with his hands in his pockets, and most importantly, with his head still on his shoulders, leading to Makoto quickly turning his head back to wonder if he had been mistaken. "What the? How can this be?" But only for behind him to still be the lifeless and still leaking with blood decapitated body of Hit that he just murdered in cold blood. And if you want more, the next video is already up live on my Patreon right now for over 4,500 plus incredible patrons who are getting early access episodes for life, as well as actively seeing hidden Ultra Vegito content. And if you want that too, head to my Patreon to see the full next video and learn exactly what kind of power Hit has come back with in yet another very long episode. So join now and talk to me. Links are in the description and pinned comment.